you remember the feeling as a kid when you would somehow get your hands on an epic present, something like a new edition of Warhammer, and you might be sharing it with an older sibling or a good mate, and you'd lay it out across the carpet for your building and your painting, and then get tin cans and stacks of books as scenery? And maybe for you, with this new edition, this will be your first time experiencing that feeling. But sadly for me, with the release of Armageddon, that's not exactly the case. Because now I'm a full-grown man and I don't want half the box, I want the whole thing. And I don't want to lay out on the carpet with some tin cans, I want a man cave full of terrain. I'm never going outside again. I joke. Do I? Maybe. But I do have a really cool way for us as a community to experience this mammoth of a box set together. Damon from Wellywood Wargaming is one of my favorite content creators, and I know that he's been looking for an excuse to get back into Warhammer 40K. So today, we're going to surprise him. I'm going to give him a call and let him know that I've picked up a copy of the box, and we're going to split it. We're going to go halvesies so that we can relive that feeling of being kids and splitting a box set with a buddy. Here we go, I'm gonna give him a call. Damon from Wellywood. Oh my God, Damon, I have some crazy news.
What?
You know how you want to get back into 40K?
Well, I have mentioned it, yeah.
Well, Damon has got us the box set and we're gonna split it.
Oh dear.
This is your ticket back in, this is gonna be unreal.
Yeah, but the thing is, I had to do the same thing.
No!
And what I was going to do is send you the Orks.
What? Oh no!
Well, I'll probably paint them if you don't want them, but I was going to send you them.
Oh well, I was going to send you the Space Marines. So.
Oh, good. Okay, because that's what I wanted to keep.
Oh no! What are the odds? And some of you may be suspicious about those odds, to the fact that maybe even we were always intending on picking up a copy of the box for ourselves to keep all of the minis, but we were on the side telling our wives that we were splitting it with a buddy to halve those costs. But, I mean, in the event my wife is watching, I reached out to a lawyer and they told me not to make any comment about it, otherwise I'd look really guilty. Well, my challenge for you is that we're going to make some painting videos along the way and we're going to lure everyone into joining the journey with us.
All right. Sounds good. Yep.
Awesome. All right. Well, next time around we have to consult our agents because this wasn't well planned.
Oh, well, it worked out well in the end.
Yeah. So in today's video, we're going to have a chat about the really cool plan that Damon and I have for the box set. And I don't just mean building and painting the minis, but also how you as the community can hobby along in real time with us. And then how at the end, I want to tie everything together with some really fun narrative battle reports. First though, you probably need to meet Damon over at Wellywood Wargaming because you already know me. Unless you've come here from Damon's video, in which case, hi, I'm Mike. This is Flashing Badger Painting. Good save. So let me introduce you to my friend Damon at Wellywood Wargaming. So I'm going to be painting the Orks for the Armageddon box set, but that means it's leaving you with the Space Marines. It's early days, but have you given any thought to what you might do with them?
Well, as you know, I've been painting quite a lot of Space Marines this year for the first time since I was a little kid, really. Did all the Bad Ab stuff, most recently with the Red Corsairs box, and I've been really enjoying painting Space Marines. And I know a lot of my Necromunda viewers kind of probably lament the fact that nothing Necromunda's been coming out for a little while, but, you know, if you're supporting me and you want to support me, then support my passion for, at the moment, painting Space Marines. So, yes, I have thought about some things. I quite like the white scars. I am a loyalist at heart. So rather than painting a bunch of white, which I think will probably be quite painful, I'm going to go with, I think, some white scars successors in a similar way to how I did the Bad Ab stuff. So including maybe 3 successor chapters of the white scars in one force. So we've got different squads with different colour schemes all brought in together and sort of tied in through a sort of scheme of yellows, reds, whites and blacks mainly. So some angry hornet looking sort of miniatures.
Those colours will pair really well with the surface of Armageddon and the setting as well. So
absolutely,
that sounds really cool.
Yeah.
And for your viewers that love Necromunda, well, there's so much room for the storytelling of Necromunda and Armageddon as well. So I think we're going to have a whole bunch of fun with hives and gangs.
Yep, we've got some hive cities there, and a whole lot of fun. But I think the main thing I'm looking forward to here is the modelling opportunities for doing an army full of different White Scar, savage White Scar successors. I'm going to be doing the destroyers, who have a black plates with yellow pauldrons. We've got the rampagers, which are all red, a bit like Blood Angels. So that's kind of how I've gone around that one. And then we have got the Marauders as well, who are a sort of bright yellowy, lemon yellow sort of colour. So that yellow, red and black is going to look pretty good on the table, I think. And I think I might do something different on the bases this time as well.
You've put heaps of thought into this. And now these are push-fit models, so are you going to have some wiggle room with customising bits as well?
Oh, definitely. So I still have bits left over from the Red Corsairs box, particularly the Raiders. And what I really liked about those models, I think they're some of the nicest models we've seen for ages. I think there's a lot of possibility to make them less heretic-y. Yeah. They are slightly ambiguous. They look a little bit evil, but not necessarily. So those armour marks mixed in with the new helmets that we've got in Armageddon. We've got some slightly older pieces of armor on the Marines in the Armageddon box, which is partly why I was so excited about this release in general. We've got those classic helmets and different sort of leg greaves and pauldrons and things like that. So combined with some Red Corsair bits, going for a slightly more savage piratey theme, I'm going to do quite a bit of kit bashing in this one, I think.
That's so cool. Now for me, this series is made possible thanks to the amazing team at Mperor. If you're living down under in Australia and still paying full price for your minis, wow. But I want you to know that there are places that you can go to be able to get your Warhammer models at a discounted rate. Years before I even started the channel, I was buying my models from Mperor, and the reason being is that I could get them at a discounted rate, I could earn loyalty points along the way for extra minis, I could have them posted out to me, and I was supporting a local business. Win, 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 win. There'll be a link below for Mperor in the video description, and the next time you're buying your Warhammer minis, I encourage you to open it up and compare the prices to see how much you can save. Again, to Mperor, thank you so much to your team for sponsoring this video. Now, if I'm going to paint the entire Ork half of this box set in a series alongside Damon, then I need a plan. Back at the start of the year when I painted the Space Wolves Combat Patrol, I was batch painting all of the models in one hit. I think I need a different approach this time though. I'm thinking that we break everything up into 3 videos again, but this time we have them in categories. So characters, vehicles, and troops. So in the next video, we could pick out all of the character models from the sprues and completely build and paint them, 100% complete. And then the next time we hang out, we do that again, but with the vehicles. And because this is all about splitting the box with a mate and sharing the hobby even wider, then along the way, I'll keep touching base with Damon to check in on how he's going, hype him up, and to help him keep the momentum and demand that he tell me that my minis look amazing. And to share it all with you, then I'm going to be hanging out in the channel Discord and painting my models. So if you're painting the same ones, then jump in there with me and give me a hand. And if you're painting something completely different, equally as radical, because I'm going to need all kinds of inspiration and ideas. Plus, I need you to distract me, because I'm going to start seeing double with painting all of these minis. And yes, at the moment, I don't have a paint scheme nailed down for how I want to paint my orcs, so I'm going to need your help with picking out some colors and schemes and clans and all those good things, because we want something that looks really vibrant, but I still want it to look like it belongs in 40K if we're going to be out there and stomping some of Damon's beaky boys. And yeah, with my orcs, I realized that when the box arrived, I'd put zero thought into how I was actually going to paint them. I was just excited for it to turn up. And because I already have an orc collection, I think maybe I was just resting on, well, I'll just paint them exactly the same and they'll blend in.
Yeah.
But I was like, no, I've got to do something a little bit different. So I did the lazy option and I just jumped into the Discord, created like a forum in there, and I was like, everyone help me, just start sending me ideas.
And what were the results?
It was actually really cool. So they've come up with, and I know it's a bit cheesy to have your channel tie into your theme for what you paint.
No.
But they've come up with like the Badger Boys, which are these bright green skin orcs, but the black and white armor, which is like tied into goths, which makes sense.
Yeah.
But then the accent color of the channel is blue, and so we want to do blue face paint on them.
Yes.
And then the black and white armor, like really rusty weapons, and it's this small force that have banded together, and we're about looting. We just want to come get your relics. So if you've got a big, pretty banner, then we want it. We want to decorate our vehicles and stuff with it.
But you're going with the classic green skin with some blue face paint, war paint, some woad, some Scottish Braveheart influence on them.
Yes, and I think that'll look really cool. So like the blue of the face, the black and white armor, the earthy bases. And that's... I said to the crew, I'm like, it's so important that it ties into your scheme as well, because on the battlefield, I want it to look really cool.
Yeah, I think if I was to try and paint orcs, which I probably will do now that I've got an orc half of the box, I was always thinking about the Death Skulls, is it, with the blue face paint?
Yes. Yeah.
And the Goths, they're both such awesome schemes with the checkers and stuff. Like, I'd really love to go crazy on the checkers. I hope you do too. Yeah,
and because like we've got the channel logo, they're coming up with ideas of having Badger iconography as well. And rather than having a completely Goths or completely Death Skulls, it just gives me that wiggle room to then play them on the table as any like clan of orcs, which I'm excited about. I'm going to start putting these models away now because I'm getting intimidated by just how many are in here. So we'll talk about games instead. Now, in 10th edition, I didn't play as many games as I thought I would, and Damon hasn't played Warhammer 40K since he was a kid. So we both decided that 11th edition will be when we dive back in and start playing some games. Everyone is different, and personally, I don't care who wins and loses in a game of Warhammer 40k. I absolutely love the narrative setting of it. So all this business of L-shaped ruins and competitive secondary objectives, it doesn't do all that much for me. But if you were to say, well, Damon needs to sneak into my orc encampment and steal half a dozen badger squigs, well then baby, you got yourself a stew going. And you have my attention.
But I haven't had an army or played the game properly since 2nd edition. So we're going back a bit, perhaps a bit of 3rd, but we're going back to the 90s, right? So it's been a very, very long time. As you know, I've always been more into the more skirmish sort of like narrative stuff. So I'm actually feeling quite excited about the prospect of playing the mainline game. And I know some people that watch my channel will be like, oh, you know, what's he doing that for? But it's like, sometimes you just need a refresher. And I think for the people out there that haven't got into 40k for a while, like myself, then I think it'll be interesting for you following how we go about it from a beginner's perspective. Because quite frankly, I'm not a beginner in the hobby, but I am a beginner with 40k at this point.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people with your channel love the narrative side of things and it's storytelling along the way. And when we think of playing a game of Warhammer 40k, often we think of putting down circle objectives and you have 2,000 points and I have 2,000 points and we just throw dice at one another.
But and competitive.
Yes.
Yeah.
But my favourite way of playing is my mates come over and we just create scenarios. And they don't even need to be balanced. It just needs to be fun and feel like we're watching a movie or we're immersed in that universe. So we can absolutely just tee up some narrative games that are about Armageddon and about our forces. And some of you might be old enough to remember the old box sets, like the Battle for Macragge, where you would get this scenario book within the rules that would have half a dozen missions that you could play, but they would be using the models that are from the box set in a narrative setting that makes sense for whatever's going on here. Well, that's what I want to replicate. So after this, I'm going to jump across to the Discord and see if I can assemble a committee of magnificent individuals that want to help me design a handful of custom scenarios that scale up to including every single model from the box set and aiming to tell an interesting little story in one corner of the battle map of Armageddon. I have so many battle mats and I have heaps of terrain. I painted these really pretty orc encampments that I want to use, and I have ruined Gothic buildings that will be ace for the Armageddon hive cities. And what else do I have? Oh, from memory, I have like a 4 or 5 foot MDF maglev train. Oh, I really want to find a way to use that now.
Hello.
I can hear community member Josh all the way from here. He sounds distressed. No, he sounds angry. I can hear his voice. He says, Mike, what about the other half of the box set? What's happening with the Marines? Josh, buddy, I got something to tell you. And then please, come on, as if I wasn't gonna paint the other half of the box set as Blood Angels. Like 18 months ago, James Q Workshop rang me and they said, Mike, we wanna go ahead with this 11th edition business, but we only wanna do it if we can make you happy. Tell us what 2 factions to put in the box, Mike. I said, Jim, you put Blood Angels and Orks in that box set and you slap those suckers on Armageddon? I'll sign off on that. You got yourselves a deal. But when I did reach out to Damon, I said, Damon, what half of the box set do you want? And he said Marines. And I said, cool, enjoy painting the Orks because I'll be doing Marines. And he stared at me blankly. And then a whole bunch of lawyers got involved. And anyway, long story, but I'll be painting Orks and then I'll be painting the Blood Angels. Speaking of getting the lawyers involved, these amazing people are supporting me financially over at Patreon, and there's a strong argument to be had that they're doing it purely for the love of the game because they're not getting that much in return. Other than my incredible love. Is my love not enough? It's not. Well, I'm sorry to hear that.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that.
Hey, that was my line. Anyway. As I'm going to keep putting a spotlight on today, there will be a link below in the video description to come join our channel Discord if you're looking for somewhere to hang out, share your hobby journey, and help shape the videos that I make down here. Down under. Upside down. Upside down. Upside down. I have affiliate links down below for when you're buying your paints and your minis, but wait! Before you buy anything, remember our golden rule, and that is to support your friendly local game store first. If they don't have something in stock or you're looking for something outside of that, then please consider the links. I'd love a slice of the profits, but bigger picture stuff, support local first. I'm trying to play it cool, but yeah, I'm proper excited. The box set has arrived today and I'm absolutely pinging to the point where I've told my wife that I'm excited about something completely different because I'm pretty embarrassed and she's gonna laugh at me that I'm this hyped up over little plastic miniatures. I hope you're excited to be a part of the journey because, yeah, I get it. Not all of us are in a position where we can go out and drop a bunch of money on models like this. And don't feel bad if you're not in the position to be able to do it. All these videos will be up for free on YouTube and you can join the Discord for free as well. So you can be a part of the series and the journey even if you're not in a position to go out and buy the models. Remember, I'm after some really cool looking painting ideas for you to help bring my models to life, and I want some ideas on their character backstories and their lore, and I want some thematic narrative missions as well. I'll credit you guys and girls along the way. Well, I'm gonna kick you out of this call and I'm gonna start building some models because I can't wait to show you them.
Yeah, there's a lot to build, that's for sure. And the glue smells are going to be very strong in my house for the next few days.
Yes. So where to from here? Well, I'm about to get started on building and painting my Ork characters, but while I'm doing that, how about you jump across and meet Damon at Wellywood Wargaming? He'll have his first video up where you can check out what the life is like through the lens of the defenders of the Imperium of Man, the mighty Adeptus Astartes Spacefarers, the Beaky Boys. Because he has some really cool ideas on how he's going to kit bash and paint them, but it's probably best that he tells you all about it. And while you're there, tell him I said hi, and tell him what you're most excited about with this series. I'm Mike, this has been Flashing Badger Painting, and you have been amazing for hanging out with me so that I'm not freaking out excited over a box of toys on my own today. Thank you so much, and I'll see you on the next one. If the next video in the series is out, there will be a clickable link up here as a thumbnail that you can jump straight to that video. And if it's not yet, well, then you can do that whole click subscribe and allow notifications, and YouTube can tell you when it comes out so you don't miss a beat. Also, I'll make a playlist at some point so you can have all the videos queued up in one big hit. Now scram!